Hey everyone, it's Joe and
Matt
from Bullion Now, bullionnow.com.au, selling you the best bullion bars and coins shipped to you worldwide from Melbourne in Australia. We're a few minutes late.
We are, but yeah, that's the beauty of live television,
That's right.
Joe.
Well, there's two surprises. One, we're a few minutes late. Two, you're not Michael.
I'm not, indeed. Similar but different.
We will have a special guest later on, Michael coming from the other office. If that all works out, we'll see if the technical stuff works. We've got Ruben and DJ back there doing a good job, so we'll see how that goes. They're giving a thumbs up. You can't see that because they're not on camera.
I'm confident it'll be fine.
Excellent. So we're here. Congratulations. Another Friday live. We're having a lot of fun doing the live streams. Let's see if we can break the record from last time. I think we've had the max is around about 200 roughly. So let's get it going. Got questions? You got queries? You got comments? Post them up. We've got a special coming on a little bit later, and we may even invite some other special guests. Maybe Sam might want to pop in his.
I bet he will.
His bearded face.
He loves it.
And you know, one day we will get Brett. It'll happen.
I doubt it, but we can try.
All right, let's take a quick look. Howdy. Hey, I don't know how to...
I want to know, Joe. I'm going to just kind of dive right in.
Okay,
I'm
go.
curious as to where people are from. I'm fascinated that there are people that tune into our channel and our live stream from all over the world.
Yep.
So if you're comfortable even just giving us a country, I'm curious to know where people are from.
Fair enough. Okay. Yep,
That's my question to the fans for today.
Okay, where are you from? Post it below and we'll read some of those out. Let's see. Twice shy, end the Fed. Maybe one day, you never know. I'm just going from the top of the top of the top. Let's see, bunch of questions. Good afternoon, everyone. That's from Little Coin Shop. Hey, Little Coin Shop. Hey, sis. What's going on? Hey, cuz. So we've got everyone at Little Coin Shop at the other place there watching as well. Hi, Violet Adams. Hi, everyone. Violet says. A bunch of different things. The progressive gold bug, is it tomorrow or yesterday in Australia? I get confused. We're in the future here in Australia if you're not in Australia. There's only a couple of other countries that are actually a little bit more in the future. When you do it on well, New Zealand, for example, they're a little bit extra in the future, if that makes sense. There's another one.
I have no idea.
Some of the islands as well, so they get all the info, you know, and then that's how they make all their cash. They just predict things.
Nice.
All right, how are we going? Let's see. Greetings from Victoria Stan. Yes, hi Midnight Gardener. How are you going? We're still in lockdown. We are live in lockdown. This is, I don't know what this is, 6 point something. Is this week 2, week 3? I have no idea.
I don't know, The days sort of blur into one long party when you work for Bullion Now.
Yeah, they do. So let's see if we can get some questions going. Actually, down the bottom here, we've got Michael Leapline. I'm from Pennsylvania. Very cool. Dunbar in PA. G'day, Michael.
San Diego?
San Diego.
Quebec?
Yeah?
This is incredible.
This is cool. We've got someone from Sydney. They said prison Sydney. Yep. We very much feel for our northern brethren up there. So g'day. Someone from Mackay in Queensland. Kelly Camp. G'day, Kelly. How you going, mate? It's a long time no speak. Kelly's an old mate from way back. Okay, here's a question. This is from Neil, and we'll go back and do some questions up there. But hey guys, do you have any low premium gold that you could ship to Sydney? I watched the video on this the other day, and also the one about gold and silver granules. Good stuff. Do we have any low premium gold that we could ship up to Sydney? That's a good question. That's probably more for a store manager, Ruben.
Probably is.
Yeah, he can.
We've got, in 1 ounce, we've got some coming through. I'll try and put them up on the web then, at least during the stream, or maybe after.
Didn't hear
nice.
that. Ruben says we apparently have some. Now, when you say low premium, you mean locally produced stuff, I presume, or we're talking the buybacks?
Yeah. And as far as buybacks and things, maybe you'll have to keep posted till the till later on in the stream.
Sure. So that might be locally produced 1 ounce stuff, maybe going up on the website a little bit later today. Buybacks, maybe a different thing. Yeah.
They can hear us fine. So
They can hear you fine. Oh,
yeah.
cool. Oh,
So
great.
it's very
Fantastic. Fantastic. Do you want to read off some questions there? You got anything coming up there?
Has
Matt?
Joe had his morning Valium today?
My morning Valium.
What?
No.
What is this about?
How can you tell? I've not had my morning Valium today. I'm a little bit more. I've had my morning
Bit
coffee.
more wired?
I had my morning
nice.
coffee. I had my second coffee. Although, see, I did fast.
Yeah, that's a rare occurrence. 2 coffees in a day.
No, I
for you.
only have 2 coffees in a
Really?
day, but I fast in the morning. So when I have my second coffee, I'm like, like that. So Are you saying I'm a little bit more subdued normally? Maybe because Michael's on the other side and he's, different vibes.
Exactly.
We've got a good
more
vibe
comfortable with me, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I love
right.
it.
That's right. Nothing against Mike. Hey, Michael. Hey, bro. Let's see. Let's go up and see if we've got any excellent questions. Let's see right here. G'day, y'all. Yep, g'day. It is Hi Vaughan, just up the road from Goulburn. No problem. Let's see. Hi, guys. Look forward to this each week. That's from David Bentley. Fantastic. This is the highlight of my week. That's from Jason Rosana. Let's see.
I've got a couple hiding in emails as well.
Oh, questions hiding in
nice.
Fantastic. If you want
fire
to
off.
Launch it into one. Is talking just a quick dive into what privy marks are and what they add to coins. Why do they add them? Things like that.
Yeah, cool. So a privy mark is basically indicative of generally where the coin was struck. So you will usually see them at coin fairs and things like that. When they do the World Money Fair in Berlin, you'll often see they'll produce like a 1 ounce mob of roos with some sort of historical landmark. And yeah, they're often done for coin fairs and things like that. So yeah, it's sort of like privy being like an awareness thing, right? So it's like if you're privy to this information, that is how you become privy to it via the privy mark. So
Can you say privy one more time?
I did say it a lot.
All right, there we go. Cool. Fantastic. Thank you. Thanks for that question, whoever that was.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We've got one here. Curious how much the storage fee is after 3 months, because we do offer a 3-month free storage. Or is that like how long is a piece of string? It's kind of like how long is a piece of string. We're actually working on, when we get the new system, the new back-end system up and running, there'll be a new storage fee procedure. So it might be amiss of me to say it's definitely this, because in a couple of weeks or a month or so, or possibly a little bit later, it could change. So it is kind of like how long is a piece of string at the moment. Currently the thing we've been working on is if you've got a whole bunch of stuff and you want to store it here securely. Generally what we've been doing is 0.5% of the value of the metal per annum. So for example, if it's worth $100,000, 0.5% of that per year, if that makes sense. But again, this is probably going to change as we get our new big fancy system, back-end system up and running, that is. What else have we got here? Linda Rowan is asking, where is the safest place in Australia to buy gold and silver from? That's an interesting question.
The safest?
Yeah, the safest. Well, obviously we're going to say buy from bullion now.
Yeah.
It depends what you mean by safest. I mean, we're actually in a very
secure
building.
Yeah.
There's safety in numbers. I mean, there's multiple bullion dealers who are clearly not as good as us, but there are multiple bullion dealers in the building, and there's sort of this 1 square thing of the city. There's multiple in other buildings as well. So it's kind of like safety in numbers, but the safest, that's us, of course.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you say?
I guess. Yeah, well, it's a very interesting question. I suppose it's up to your interpretation. I feel safe whenever I've come here as a customer. I was a customer prior to working here.
You were a customer very briefly.
Yeah.
Before working here, and then you were an interviewee very briefly.
Yeah. What's that like? Involuntarily. I was
Yes.
unaware that I was.
Yes, that's right.
Actually going for a job.
Well, exactly. But technically you were being interviewed just as hey, this is a collector, this is Matt, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, and we've said this story about 1 million times.
Yeah.
And, mate, your head must be this big by the by all the amount of...
Every time we talk about
Every time we talk about Matt, we're like, oh my God, it's Matt, it's Matt. But again, I was filming your interview.
Yeah.
You were obviously sitting here. Michael was there. And we said thanks. And the second you walked out, me and Michael looked at each other and went, yeah, okay. It's like, I'd hire him in a second. Yeah. So there you go. Congratulations.
Making me feel nice.
Welcome on board again. We've got Adam Florio asking, do you know if the Perth Mint will be releasing any other platinum designs? I don't know that answer. I don't think Michael would probably know that answer either, as far as I'm aware. So the short answer is we don't know.
We're starting to head towards the tail end of the year, though, for this year's stuff. So
Yeah, everyone's ramping up for 2022.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. In terms of platinum, well, there would be a platinum tiger, I'd imagine, is there? Yeah, there would be coming. eventually. So that'll be sometime in this second half of this year, I would presume. So the Platinum Tiger. And the Tiger, like the Tiger series, that's coming up really soon. Couple of weeks, a month away.
I'm very excited about that.
It's going to be
a
very,
lot of
very
cool
exciting.
Tiger stuff coming out. Yeah.
If you're thinking about getting into the Tiger series, and if you think that, and this is a total plug, and we do this every week, but I think it's a good plug. If you're thinking about buying the Tiger, but you're thinking that the price of silver right now or gold is at a low point, but you can't buy the Tiger yet, great idea might be to consider getting into our unallocated program. You can do it just for a short amount of time. So, for example, if you think the price of silver right now, that's the bottom, it's going to only go up from here, buy as many ounces as you want, 10, 20, whatever it is, and then once the Tigers are released, then all you do is you just redeem your unallocated for that, and you've locked in today's lower spot price, assuming today's spot price is lower. Make sense?
It does indeed. But Joe, I hear that sometimes unallocated programs are just a rort and they're not backed by anything. Is bullion now different?
This is why I love working. I love this. This is great. You are correct, Matt. Not all unallocated programs are created equally, whereas Bullion Now's unallocated program is backed 1-to-1 by physical metal. That second coffee's really kicked in. Right? Yeah, that's feeling good. So yeah, our unallocated program is backed 1-to-1 fully by physical metal. We don't deal in paper contracts and things like that. It's fully backed here in the store, physical stuff.
A gentleman named Golden Reward has asked if he can play the gold to silver ratio within our unallocated program without paying exit premiums.
It has been known for that to be the case. The difference might be a small admin fee. I don't remember what that was, but it just might be something small. But yes, we have had people do that. You just go from gold unallocated to silver unallocated and a small admin fee. That admin fee might either be a flat fee or, it might be, a slight difference in what the actual gold to silver ratio is. So if it's, 1 to 65, we might say, for the fee of, doing the changeover, we might make it 1 to, 64 point something or 65 point something like that. But yeah, short answer is yes, you can do that. And we've had many people doing that. Let's see, the Midnight Gardener question. Yes, is Brett going to make another live stream cameo appearance? Last week, Brett was coming back in and out of the store, and well, let's just say you didn't see his face on television. So if you check out last week's live stream, you'll see what part of him you did see mostly. Let's see, we've got people here from Tweed Heads, from St Helens in Tasmania. Hey, Wombat, g'day. St Helens in Tasmania.
Emma T says, bring back the dispatch team. I couldn't agree more.
That was
Love
great.
the dispatch team. Yeah.
Yeah.
May or may not be a member of said team, but huge fan of the dispatch team.
Dispatch team do a very good dispatching job, particularly because they're watching right now through the Little Coin Shop YouTube thing.
They certainly are. They have also been helping, side plug, they have been very, very generous with their time in helping me out with the TikTok channel.
We've got to plug this TikTok channel. So if you're interested in TikTok, if you have the app, do they have to search specifically Bullion Now? It's not like you TikTok Bullion Now yet, is it?
I don't know anything about TikTok. I'm a self-proclaimed boomer. I'm not very good with the trendy millennial stuff.
Okay.
But I think if you go onto TikTok and you type in the search bar, Bullion Now, or one word, you'll see that our content is becoming very trendy as a result of the dispatch team's involvement.
Fantastic. They were here last week. A couple of the dispatch team were here last week. So just so you know, they exist. They're real people, and they're doing a great job out there. Let's see. We've got Audrey Jadman or Jademan. Are you guys still buying, as in store, bullion during the lockdown? Yes, we are. We can still do buybacks. It's one of the things that we pride ourselves on, and one of the reasons we wanted to stay open and do anything possible to stay open during lockdowns, is that you can treat us like we're not a bank, obviously, but we want you to be able to treat us like that. It would be really amiss of us, it would be really wrong of us to just go, okay, this is too hard, we're just shutting down over this time, because you might need quick cash and you buy bullion for a bunch of different reasons, but that might be one of the reasons, particularly during this time you may need to access some cash. So that's one of the main reasons why Michael was very insistent on staying open so that you guys can come in and actually get some worthless fiat currency for your bullion money, if that makes sense. So yes, short answer is we are doing buybacks, absolutely.
I have a good one here from Alex. Hi, Bullion Now team. My question for you guys is, do you think 4 ounces of gold and 12 ounces of silver is good for 2 months of stacking?
What was it? It was 4 ounces of...
4 ounces of gold
Yeah.
and 12 ounces of silver.
4 ounces of gold is...
That is very
great.
impressive.
That's
yeah.
great. For how long?
2 months.
2 months. That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. That might be your core stack. Yeah, that's what a lot of people tend to do.
Yeah.
Is that the first purchases tend to be their larger purchases, unless they come into a bit of cash or whatever, and then they just sort of average out over time, make smaller purchases. Sort of dollar cost average is the way to go. But yeah,
So
4 ounces in 2 months.
Well, also on that, what are your thoughts on that, Joe? In terms of, would you try to buy the dip, or would you dollar cost average if you started stacking today?
Yeah, we had this conversation I think last week with Michael, that I think that you can do a combination of the both.
Yeah.
So again, I think the example I used last week is, let's say you've got a spare 10K or pick a number, 50K, whatever it is. You can hold half of that back to buy the dip, but you use the other half and you just buy regularly, once a week or whatever. That's my short answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Let's see, we've got Skate Army 1. No? Okay, I didn't even read it. I didn't even see that. Never mind. I should read the questions beforehand.
The next one's good.
Yeah, the next one's
Pumping the crypto. Hi guys, what other things do you guys collect? Matt was talking about his watch last week, looked into Rolex watches and they're out of my price range. Me too. Looking for things that go up in value. Something that's interesting that I have not personally looked into but have been becoming more and more aware of is rare whiskey is it has become a very popular form of investment.
Okay.
So there are obviously numismatic coins is sort of, in my mind, one step removed from bullion. But if you wanted to explore totally unrelated things, there's almost a market for everything, in things like trading cards, like Pokemon cards and stuff like that. That's sort of coming to the forefront.
Absolutely.
Once again. There are, in anything that you have any kind of interest in, you can be confident that somewhere there is someone making a business out of it.
Absolutely.
And trading it regularly. So
Yes.
find what you're interested in, really.
We
And
also have the newfangled electronic versions of trading cards. And
yeah,
all that,
this is true.
all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, which I'll say no more about that for the moment.
Yeah.
Let's say Voice of Reason is asking, do you guys ever have Mexican 50 peso gold coins? Sometimes, very rarely we have. I want to get one, but I want to get it from a trusted seller such as Bullion Now. Cool. Yeah, we do, but it's only as buybacks. We can't obviously get them. We can't source them new, and very rarely do they come in, but we have had them before. But it would be once in a blue moon. Let's see, what else do we have here? I will skip that question like I should have before.
What have you got, Ruben? Have you got any emails? Something you can drop on us?
There's one in there. It's actually part of the same one that you answered before with the Privy Marks. It's in the same email. Talking about the opening hours between the two different markets on on Kiko, between like the New York market and the Australia market. Is it always live between the two of them? Is there any kind of gap between? And yeah, does it follow up the hours of, for example, the New York trading hours? So which one should you use and when, and is there ever a crossover point?
That's a great question.
This is a Joe question as well.
I will
sit back and learn.
I would suggest this is a Michael question.
Oh, really?
I would actually suggest if we can get Michael on the live stream.
I can get him on, but I am having trouble with the audio.
Oh,
so
okay, sure.
Unless he's feeling up to miming it and signing
Yeah. Yeah, well, if he... short answer is I think that's a Michael question. I don't know which is better, to be honest, and I think that's probably more of a Michael thing. So if we can get Michael on, we'll certainly get his opinion on that. Let's see. Vaughan Dumas says you guys should make a GSR... You should guys make the GSR manipulation available on the website. That's an interesting thought. I wonder how we would do that. All right, that's something we can look into. Sure. Again, we're getting this, we won't say what it is, we're getting a very fancy, very beefed up, upgraded back-end system that is coming soon. There's a lot of things to work out. So there's going to be a lot of new stuff you're going to see, new features on the website. So, and there's a lot of opportunity to scale up in terms of adding this and adding that. So short answer is you never know, Vaughan. That actually may be a thing.
Yeah,
Who knows?
suggestions encouraged.
Yes, absolutely. Yay, Bullion Friday. That is absolutely true. IDQkey one? Sure, why not? Okay, Violet Adams is asking, what is the difference between Type 1 and Type 2 American Eagles? Great question, Violet. We're going to link you to a video right now that I think we actually released yesterday.
Yeah, I think it went up late last night.
Yeah, late last night, where we did a comparison between the two. So I'll get Ruben to...
Potentially asking about the silver ones.
Oh, okay.
Potentially.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, so Violet, if you're asking about the silver ones versus the gold, then let us know. But we did a video, again, released it last night, late last night, about the difference between the gold and basically it's a different design on the obverse and a slight security feature.
Yeah.
Which I think is, it's a security feature.
It's interesting. It's something different.
I wouldn't call it high security, but it's
Yeah.
different. It does work.
Not impossible to replicate.
It's a novel way of doing it, I have to say.
Yeah.
If you watch, now we're just whetting your appetite. Watch the video, not right now. Watch it later. Cool. What else? Send your questions through, gang. We'd love to hear from you. Let's see. Here's a question. This is from Francis. Is Bullion now suffering from very little buybacks? My local shop virtually empty of buyback precious metals, which is cheaper than when they have to order from a wholesaler. Yeah. When we buy back from a customer, we're obviously always. We're always buying back from a customer cheaper than we are from a wholesaler or a distributor. But are we suffering from very little buybacks? That's going to be a Ruben question.
Because of lockdown and things like that, obviously we're getting less, people are doing the click and collect thing and things like that. So we haven't been getting kind of your average person coming through looking to sell their stack.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of staying home at the moment. So yeah, there have been a lot less buybacks come through.
Yeah.
But that's part of it. And I think they're still out there and they will start to come back, once
for sure.
we hopefully start to open up again.
Yep, absolutely.
You could also say about the dip, also people don't really want to sell when it's low. They want to buy and then try to raise it back up, and that could affect it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good point. You're about to say something?
A gentleman's asking about Lee, I can't pronounce the surname, the thoughts on goldbacks and any chance if they can be sourced.
That's a you question.
Yeah, I have reached out to them, the people that produce them. They are banknotes, made of like a gold foil. So there is actual 24 karat gold foil to these banknotes, and they have really beautiful designs. I've asked for them. If anyone knows anyone involved in goldbacks, ask them to get in touch.
Yep.
So I've sent the email, and we can only wait. So I would love to get them. I think they're really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Claire Bazan is asking, can you talk about what major world events could heavily tip the scale positively or negatively for both gold and silver? My goodness, that's a big question.
That is a very big question.
That's a huge question. Can you talk about what major world events? Well, look, the big one that I would suggest most people who are getting into precious metals are getting in it for, or on the off chance that it happens, is the SHTF scenario, the dollar collapse scenario, where we're all tied to the USD because it's the world's reserve currency. And many people believe, through doing their own research, etc., that that may collapse one day, and that countries may experience, and some countries are already experiencing, hyperinflation, or a certain level of inflation. Some may be less than others, but that's the big reason why you're in precious metals. So that's probably the main major world event that could heavily tip the scale positively in gold's favor, I think, personally. Or negatively. I don't know about negatively. I'm not quite sure. Maybe we'll just talk about positively in this sense. And then, look, you've got your black swan events, which, because they're, by nature of being a black swan event, you don't know that it's coming and it just comes out of the blue. So that's one of the big reasons why you invest in precious metals and other things as well that you feel maybe, you know, good hedges against inflation and whatnot, is because of you don't know exactly where the world is going. And I don't know about you, Matt, and Ruben, and anyone else here, but I treat my precious metals like a form of insurance. You know, I have car insurance, I have other forms of insurance, and this is just another form of that, because I don't know where the world's going. It won't be equally as bad everywhere all at the one time, but you've got to have little mini exit strategies, and having precious metals is part of that, if that makes sense. So hope that answers that.
Yeah.
Got anything there?
I have. Yeah, come on in.
Come
Brett.
on
Get
in,
into
Brett.
it.
Sorry, John, when I have to do a click or collect, would you like the butt or the crust?
Whatever you like.
Give us the butt today.
Really?
No.
Oh, jeez.
Clearly he
what a guy.
made the choice for us. Thanks, Brett. I appreciate that.
Oh, wow.
Do you know that's on the internet forever and that can be paused? Obviously not.
All right, so I'll just wait for Brett
Oh,
to
okay.
dive
Can
on
you
back
do the butt
through.
this time to make it different?
See you at the butt crust.
Okay, so I have a slightly different motivation for stacking bullion. I'm not particularly. My first and foremost for me, it serves as a really nice savings, a form of savings. It's not
Okay.
so much rooted in catastrophic circumstances or anything like that. It's
Yeah.
just it's become a really effective way to save money in a way that renders it not quite as easily accessible the way, you know, we have our tap and go and all that kind of
Yeah,
jazz.
Sure.
It's really easy to spend money at this day and age, but if you can put it into something physical and tangible that you can appreciate and look at and enjoy, for me, I'd get a kick out of that. You know, above all else, I just really enjoy it and have a lot of fun with it.
Absolutely agree. I've said to many clients over the years, there's kind of precious metals do three things. The first thing it does, and this is this, if nothing else, it stops you from spending money. And that's the quickest way to go broke, is by spending all your money. And with precious metals, you're adding a layer of friction, because then let's just say, you know, you go to Aldi to buy shopping, and then there's this 65-inch TV and it's only $550, and you're like, yes! And then you're like, I've got to go to Bullion now, and I've got a thing, and I've got to go in, I've got to train it in. So you just go, okay, maybe I won't. So it's just that little stopgap from spending all your cash, and that's literally a great save. Well, it's a way to save money by not spending your money.
Yeah.
So I absolutely agree.
I've got a response from Michael regarding that email for the query around the markets.
Yep.
So it says 23 hours a day. It opens at 8 a.m. Melbourne time, which is Australian Eastern Standard Time, and closes at 7 a.m. the following day, Monday to Saturday, Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, cool.
I did not know that.
I did
That's
not
why
know.
you kind of get that pause over the weekend.
Yes.
And hold the
Okay.
stop press.
Yep, cool. I spend all my money on precious metals, says MC. Yeah. It's like Pringles, you know. Once you pop, you can't stop. It's like that, particularly when you're getting into it for the first time. You know, I made my first couple of purchases many years ago now, and then you just get the package, and you're holding it in your hand, and it's just and then you get that insatiable appetite for you know, purchasing different bars and coins and whatnot. I reckon that you've probably let us know before.
Yeah.
But what was your very first numismatic purchase?
Oh, that's a really good question. One of the first sort of conscious decisions. So I had accumulated coins the way most people do early on in the piece, which is from circulation. So if any time I got a unique 50-cent coin in my change, I would put that aside and built up a bit of a collection that way. But one of the first times that I went out of my way to get a collectible coin was, I can't remember the year, but it was a Charlie Chaplin coin. It was a rectangular coin. It was something like, they called it lenticular or something like that. It had like a hologram image, and when you moved the coin, he did the walk.
Oh, cool.
And I still have that coin, and I will
Alright.
never sell that coin. It
Very
sort
cool.
of marked the beginning of a really interesting journey for me.
Yep, that's great. Yeah, I think and maybe you'll all agree, or maybe you won't all agree, but there are just certain things in your stack that you know, or that's the last thing to go.
Yeah.
And I probably wouldn't. And I've got a couple of those now. The one for me that I wouldn't sell, and I've mentioned this before, but I worked at another bullion dealership before working here, and this is when the Silver Shield collection from Chris Dwayne, that was very popular. It's still popular now, but we were actually in direct contact with Chris through it was an introduction, and we started getting the products in through the Golden State Mint, and we'd get them first. So I have a little sneaky look at the that's number whatnot. I happened to see it was the proof version of the 1 ounce Standing Freedom. So I have a 1 ounce Standing Freedom silver coin with the serial number 1776.
Wow, cool.
So that's my pride and joy.
Yeah.
So that's probably the last thing that will ever go. If you want to offer something, sure, go ahead. I'll take all offers, but that's probably the last thing that'll go. What about you? Is that the Charlie Chaplin thing? Would that be the last one to go, do you think?
That would be, because it doesn't have a great deal of collectible value, but it's predominantly sentimental. It represents, the beginning of a really interesting journey.
Yeah,
So
very cool.
that would probably be among the last to go.
All right. Any other questions here? Do you have any other questions from yourself back there, Ruben, by any chance? Let's see. I've got Anthony DiPietro saying, "Hi, Joe and Matt." G'day, Anthony. I miss coming into the store and buying my bullion. When you guys update the Bullion Now website, can you add a little link to the little coin shop website? Yeah.
I think there is
Oh,
on the
there
front
is one,
page,
is there?
yeah.
There is one. I spent like 2 hours on that thing.
If you didn't hear that, DJ just said he spent 2 hours on that thing, putting a link to it. So where might they find it?
It's on the home page,
It's
right?
on the home page, just on the left of like the YouTube videos.
Okay.
Just right next to it.
On the home page of bullionnow.com.au. Thanks, Deej. Appreciate it. So there you go, Anthony. There's your question answered. Let's see. Raymond 6700 is asking, were any of you guys lucky enough to get in any of the US, the 2021 Morgan or Peace dollars? No.
I did not either.
Nope.
It's funny, right? Sometimes you can be, I think I mentioned this last time I had a chat, that I missed out on the Opal, the Great Southern Land Opal coin. Sometimes you can be right in the thick of it, on the front line of this industry, and things just go out from under you, unless unless immediately after filming that video, I had have secured my order, which I did not. These things go really quickly.
Yep.
And it's often that expression of hindsight is always 20/20 is so true in the numismatic field.
Yep, absolutely. Lakshay A is asking, do you guys have a rough idea of the Perth Mint coin releases schedule for 2022? No. Short answer is not yet. I don't know if they've released anything. I personally, unless Michael knows, I personally haven't heard anything about it. This is in January, this is in Feb, etc. So short answer is unsure. It is 3:07.
Nice.
Well, I wonder. This might be a slightly shorter one than normal, but you never know. If we're having fun, we may just continue.
You're not having fun, Joe?
Continue on through that. If we continue to have fun.
That's the spirit.
Thank you. I'm having a lot of fun. This is great. We may continue this on into the night. You never know. But I think it's time for Le Special. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
Here's the deal. All right, so I want you guys to get really, really comfortable for a second because we have to explain a few things. So, first of all, and I'll get Ruben to put these couple of things up on screen. Number one, we're doing a special. This time you asked for it and you are going to receive a gold special. So no silver today, we are doing gold. So that's number one. And you're not going to get the actionable thing until the very, very end, so you've got to keep watching until we explain everything. We're going to do it via email. And the email address you need to send it to is live, L-I-V-E, at bullionnow.com.au. That's live at bullionnow.com.au. Please do not send it to the other one, which is our regular one. Our regular email address is sales@bullionnow. Don't send it there. We had a few people sending the emails to there last time, and unfortunately they missed out. So live@bullionnow.com.au. With this, we're also going to get you to put a specific word in the subject line of your email. I won't give you that word just yet. We'll do it at the very end before you like madly rush. So let's. What else do they need to know? Well, let's show them what stuff is. And again, don't send us an email until I've given you that word for the subject line at the end. Thank you, DJ. I'm going to hand these over to you because you can maybe.
This is also interesting. I had no idea that this was going on.
Yeah.
So I'm learning along with everyone else. I'm on the edge of my seat as well.
Changing it up. So we have $100 gold coins. Matt, what are $100 gold coins?
They are gold coins that were, I believe these were all produced, or the vast majority were produced by the Royal Australian Mint.
Mm-hmm.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, these will be sometime in the
I think they're
early 2000s.
Late 90s, I think, as well, something like
Yeah,
that.
early 2000s. You've got a here in the. So there's a split here, right?
I'm going to go up close.
Yeah, you take them up close,
I
Joe.
will.
There's a couple of 22 carat coins in here.
Okay.
There are also some 24 carat coins, which
well,
you can elaborate on.
Yeah, we'll talk about
for the fans.
we'll talk about how many there are. There we go. So that's the $100 coin. Is that in focus? Close enough.
Floral
Fantastic.
emblems.
Yes.
They are.
And what do we mean by $100 coins?
So it has a face value of
Yep.
$100.
Yep.
Very much in the same vein of the $200 coins, which many of our viewers may or may not be familiar with. So this is when, the Mint were putting quite high face values on the gold coins. These are around about a third of an ounce.
Around about. We'll talk about that in a second.
So yeah, you'll get into the nuts and bolts of that.
Yep.
These are all, for the most part, floral emblems.
Yep.
So each state has a different floral emblem.
Okay.
And there you go.
Yeah, so the deal is, first off, you don't get to choose. This is just going to be you get what we give you in terms of, you don't get to choose a specific year or a specific floral emblem or anything like that. Think of it like the old, when we used to do we just used to go locally produced, or think of it like the buybacks where you just say you want X and we just like that and you get what you get. So, which one did I pull that from? I don't remember. We'll test that one.
So and they are all being
I know,
tested.
they have all been tested. So we have 13 in total. Now 7 of them, just so you know, 7 of them are 24 carat and 6 of them are 22 carat. Again, it doesn't really matter because they're all around about your 1/3 of a troy ounce of actual gold content. Now, it's been known in the past that sometimes from the Royal Australian Mint, the 24 carat ones can be slightly above 1/3 of a troy ounce of gold content, and sometimes the 22 carat ones can be slightly under, but we're going to take that into account. So once you send us an email with the subject, the word I'll give you in a second, we'll pick one particular coin out, we will test it, we will weigh it, and then you will only pay that exact gold content. So you're not going to get stiffed for, pay a little bit less or pay more and get less, or do you know what I mean? So that's how it's going to work. So once again, there's only 13 available. So again, it's 1 per person. So it's only going to be for the first 13 people.
What are we paying for this,
What
Joe?
are we paying? That's a great question.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, cool. I'm glad we got there. You are going to be charged, not a flat fee, it's going to be spot plus 5%, which is inclusive of the GST as far as I'm aware. Will that be right, Rubes? That sounds about right, doesn't it? Is that right? Yep. Good.
Deals
thank
on
you.
wheels.
Deals on wheels. So
Nice.
spot, and again, spot will be figured out at the time that we're doing the invoices to you. We'll figure it out, between the two of us, etc. So spot plus 5%. That's inclusive of the GST. We're not going to tack on the GST again. So $100 gold coins, again, roughly 1/3 of a troy ounce of silver, of gold in there. Again, we'll do the exact calculation. If it works out to be a little bit more or a little bit less, you won't get stiffed. That's it. That's what you need to know. So for the first 13 people, emailing live@bullionnow.com.au.
I need the word.
Yeah, they've typed it out in the
I
email.
know,
They just need the subject,
I know.
Joe.
I gotta think of one for this one. Let's do. All right, in the subject line, the word is going to be floral.
Genius. I love it.
Floral. Now you have to look that up. If you have to look that up, go look it up. But the word that you have to put in the subject line of your email is floral. You can put whatever else you like in there as well, but the word floral has to be in there. So, live@bullionnow.com.au, the first 13 people to email live@bullionnow.com.au, word in the subject line floral, you will nab one of these $100 gold coins. Again, about 1/3 of an ounce of gold content, but we'll do the exact calculation based on the coin that we pick out. Please don't request, oh, I want a 24 karat one or I want a 22 karat one. We won't take that into account, unfortunately, because it's just too much of an admin nightmare. We'll just go, yoink, oh, yep, that's yours, and then we'll email you and go back and forth, and you'll get your invoice, and that's pretty much...
Brief note,
it.
there is a Sydney Olympics coin in here. So there may be
Okay.
one or two that are not floral themed.
Okay, sure. But again, you don't get to choose, I want the
Exactly,
Sydney
just in
Olympics one.
case. You may
in
not get a
case.
floral coin, but there is a good chance of it.
Hope that made sense. So, Ruben will be checking the emails in the next few minutes to see if they're all through, and we'll let you know once they're all through as well.
I've got a question for you, Joe.
Yeah, far away.
Paul Clark has said, I have a silver and gold addiction. My friends
We're
are
done?
going
Oh,
to...
sorry to interrupt. 13 emails have been received.
Wait, was that it?
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that was quick.
I think
You know why? Because I gave them ample time to get
That-
their
wait,
thing
that's
ready, and
it,
then
that's
I
all.
I said the word floral, bang. Smart move though. That's great. Good on you if you did that. So
you set
congratulations.
a new world record.
That's right.
New Bullion Now world record.
Congratulations to all who got in the first 13.
Yeah.
If for some reason, it works out and that one of the first 13 decides they do not want to get to the invoice stage, like, oh, I've changed my mind before receiving the invoice and before we've worked out the final price, then we'll go next in line. So the 14th person to email will get that opportunity, and so on if it gets to that. Go.
Unbelievable. All
Go.
right. Couldn't even get through one question
Yeah.
before that went.
Ah.
All right. So Paul Clark, he was mentioned that he has a gold and silver addiction and that his friends are going to have an intervention. They're sick of him talking about precious metals. Is this something that you encountered when you first got into the precious metals industry?
Yes. If you have not watched the following, I would suggest you do. If you have the time and the inclination, more so the time, and if you're in lockdown, you may have more time. This is a series called The Sons of Liberty Academy. It's by the Silver Shield gentleman named Chris Dwayne. It's long. It's 48 hours worth of him basically doing PowerPoint presentations, but just you just see the screen. You don't see him with a laser pointer and stuff. And he goes through everything,
Wow.
conspiracies in this and the world and the fiat monetary system, how it operates and all that. But one of the big things he talks about is the 5 stages of awakening. And he uses the same analogy as the 5 stages of grief. So you go through denial, you go through anger, you go through bargaining, you go through depression, and you finally go through acceptance. It's this bargaining phase which you get to where those people are in the bargaining phase. They're the ones who are always talking about it. They're trying to convince their family to get into precious metals. They're talking about the Federal Reserve and how it's, it's not federal and there's no reserves and all that stuff. So every single person goes through that stage, and you might be in one of those stages at this period of time. You may still be in the denial phase or just in the anger phase. You might be really annoyed at, the monetary system and all that, or you might be in the acceptance phase. You might be, it is what it is, and you're just doing what you can to prepare for it. But the bargaining phase is, as Chris Dwayne says, it's the most annoying because you're at the Christmas dinner table and you're talking about, again, this whole fiat monetary system. It's all coming down, and you should buy precious metals because it's this and that and all that. And watch this and watch that and all that. So yes, and it's very easy to see when you meet someone who comes into the store, they start talking all about that stuff, and you just sit back and you go, yeah, you're in the bargaining phase. Okay. Which is cool to be, because you have to go through those 5 stages.
I think this is a great place for that, though, and particularly once people are able to come back into the store and have those conversations. Coming into, whether it's us or whoever your local bullion dealer happens to be, you'll probably find that those individuals are far more receptive to to those types of conversations. Early on in the piece, when I did just start to get into precious metals, I was very much the same. It was any conversation I had, it was just a matter of waiting until I could slot that into the conversation and just railroad the entire thing.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, I think it is interesting. So similarly, if you find a like-minded community, like a lot of our audience, get onto our YouTube channel and discuss it with people in the comments or even in this chat.
Yeah.
And it's a really nice community.
Yeah, and when the store is open again for, walk-ins, come into the store and talk to us about it, because we still love talking about this stuff. Even if one of us may be at a different stage of the awakening, we love to talk about it anyway. So just come in and have a chat. Sometimes, preferably buy something, but sometimes you don't even need to buy something. Particularly if you want to come in and check out the store because you haven't been in here before, just pop in and say good day and we'll have a bit of a yarn. What else have we got here? Bunch of questions. Have they come through? No, we've got that one right there. Let's see. Oh, okay. This one's from Heinz Ketchup. Ketchup? Ketchup. Ketchup? Ketchup. It's a Simpsons reference. Question. It seems we are getting closer to a big financial event. Here's someone who might be in the bargaining phase. Compared to a few years, it feels more urgent. This is what they're saying. If you are a betting man, of course I am. What time frame do you see? This is hard. What time frame do you see PMs doing what you have prepared for? That's tough. That's really tough. That's starting to border on financial advice, and we don't give financial advice. About 5 years ago, I had my own YouTube channel. I still do. I won't plug it though. And about 2016, I posted a video, something entitled, global economic collapse coming, something like by 2020. And I said by around about the end of 2020, I think we may have reached that sort of tipping point. Now, what I didn't foresee in early 2016, it may have even been 2015, was certain political parties coming into power and all that sort of stuff, and which may have stalled that, if that makes sense. I don't want to get political on this channel.
Yeah, sure.
So I was incorrect about the big global financial collapse happening. But what happened in 2020 that sent the
things got interesting?
Things got a little bit interesting in 2020, didn't they?
Yeah.
So something to, if you're interested, and everyone interested, to look into is something called the Kondratiev wave. Kondratiev starting with a K. If you type in Kondratiev, I've forgotten how to spell it completely. Look into that. Google search that. It's about different seasons, and it's an allegory, an analogy to the seasons. So summer is around about a 20-year period. Then you've got spring, you've got winter, and we happen to be in that kind of winter season at the moment. Interestingly enough, this is getting a little bit woo-woo, but interestingly enough, what came out in the last sort of 10 years? Game of Thrones. What was the big throughput of Game of Thrones? Winter is coming. It's very interesting. I found that very interesting because the Kondratiev wave theory states that we were in this sort of winter period as well. I wonder if those guys just were, secretly reading about that. Got anything?
Straight over my head, Joe.
That was big woo-woo time right there.
Well, I forgot the question. What are we talking about?
Oh, God knows.
Well, I got a question here from Mind Your Business. That is a clever name.
Nice.
What do you think of collectible coins from the Perth Mint, but are from other countries like Niue or Palau? Do you think the fact that they aren't Australian currency affects their resale value? Like any collectible coin, it is a case by case. There are certain themes that have been incredibly popular, often, and I have a very sort of limited understanding of it, but there is a finite amount of currency that can be, or that is produced in this form. So 1 ounce silver coins, the Perth Mint can't just open the doors and produce unlimited amounts. So often we will see currency issued under Pacific Islands, like the Cook Islands, Niue, Tuvalu, Palau, these places. It just facilitates the production of, and at times, slightly more obscure coins. So the themes on them can be a little more out there. A lot of the themes on Australian legal tender is Australian by nature, or in some way tying in with the country's history. So when you get things that are a bit more out there, some of the licensed products, you may see that they're not on an Australian coin. So to answer your question, no, it does not always affect the resale value. However, there are many collectors that won't touch anything that doesn't have Australia stamped on it. So it becomes a personal preference. And for some people, if you have a set theme to your collection, those coins may not fit in. So
Fair enough. Good. We've got Golden Reward asking, or really more of a statement, the only way to educate family is to do it very slowly. I agree with that. This way, over time, when they see the economic problems, they start to ask questions, and then you can fill in the blanks for them. Yes, that's the way to go. You know, the more you push someone to do something, the more likely they are to push back. And so you just got to do you. Do you, and you prepare for whatever you think may or may not be coming, or may be coming, and you just let people come to you. And they might go, you know, it could be 3 years down the track, and they go, you buy a bit of gold, don't you? And you go, ha ha. And then you, bam, Federal Reserve, bam. No, then you just Then you just gently lead them to the water, and hopefully they drink, you know. But yeah, you can't push people because they will absolutely push back on you. So yes, Golden Reward, really good statement there.
yeah.
Let's see.
There's another one here. For me, I'm just plucking out the ones that I like.
Okay,
Hey Matt,
sure.
is CRT coins good to buy or worth it to invest? So CRT is an acronym for Coin Invest Trust, and they produce a number of incredibly cool coins. Some of them border no longer being a coin. There are some really cool things that they produce, and I have a number of them. There's one, it's the history of the samurai, and they have a small section of a real samurai suit of armor embedded in the coin.
That's awesome.
Things like that. They've also done meteorite, small little tiny pieces of a meteorite, and the coin is a recreation of the impact site. Stuff like that I think is incredibly cool, and I personally love it. Some of them do go up significantly in value, not all of them, but they are really, really cool little works of art. So I love those coins, and I do really enjoy them.
Very cool. The Midnight Gardener, or as Cliff High would say, the Kondrati of Louvre. Yes, Cliff High would say that. Let's see. Question from Irish Luck. Will you guys ever get silver dice or silver bullets? It's a tough one. We would like to. Silver dice, I'm not so sure. We did have, I think at one point, may have a line on the silver bullet. You know, like literally
really?
the ones who look like silver rounds.
Yeah.
You know, the 5.56 or the 223s, or 5.56, 223, or your 9 mils or that kind of thing. Maybe they would come with GST attached. I think that's the only thing. I think the last time we looked into it, the premiums may have been a little bit prohibitive, where we thought, you know, once we pay our wholesale rate from the from the company or whatever, it may have been a little bit too much, and it may have been, you know, put you guys off. But we can certainly look into it again. Silver dice, I'm not so sure, but maybe the rounds, the ammo side of things, yeah, quite possibly. We got to be careful on that thing as well, in terms of, you know, it's ammo and on political and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
I don't personally have an issue with it, but you know, we got to think about the larger, broader customer base. But I think our customer base would probably be totally cool with that. Put a totally cool as a comment down there. If you'd be cool with seeing you know, ammunition based stuff on the website, let us know. Because if we can, we certainly would. What else? Okay, the Midnight Gardener is asking, are you guys planning on bringing back the Silver Stackers auctions anytime soon? At this stage, I don't think we are. The reason being, and this ties into the big new system, the big new back-end system that's happening, we are looking at, and it probably will bring back the auctions once we can start doing them in-house. I think that's the way we're going to do it from now on. So I think we haven't done a Facebook auction. We tried that a couple of weeks in a row, or a few weeks in a row. That worked okay, but we're kind of thinking, let's just wait until this big new system is all up and running, and then we'll just figure out a way to do it in-store. Whether that's through the website is probably how it would work, something like that. So no to the Silver Stackers auctions unless that changes, but no, at the moment. Any other questions? Any other comments? Any other thoughts there, young Matt?
I have lots of thoughts daily, Joe.
Any bullion related or?
Oh, well, Pumping the Crypto says, where do you source CIT from, Matt? They look interesting. Can't find them on the little coin shop. Watch this space, Pumping the Crypto. Little coin shop might start getting some interesting stock in future.
All right. You've been asked the question, Matt. What
Yep.
do you think of the 1.5 kilo art coins?
The art coins. Are they... there are so many different interesting coins that come out. If I'm not mistaken, these might be the domed ones. They've done some interesting domed coins. Not those? Oh, you don't know?
I don't know.
I'm not sure what we're referring to. 1.5 kilo art coins.
Heinz Katzep is asking another further question, not as financial advice, but more as our opinion or intuition. Do you think, oh, wow, that's a big one. Do you think a collapse could happen in months, years, or decades? Oh, that's kind of like the similar kind of time frame question. Okay, I don't think it's months. I don't think it's, a matter of a few months, personally. Within the next decade, I could see that happening. Again, that is not financial advice. So, within 10 years, yeah, maybe. What you're finding is the hyperinflation is starting in certain countries, and depending on how they tackle it or how it's tackled, it may creep. So, you're seeing it happen in Venezuela. You're seeing it happen somewhat in Argentina. You're now really starting to see it happen in Lebanon.
Yeah.
As well. That's a big one. So if you just sort of keep an eye on those countries and see if it's, spreading. But, I could see it in a decade maybe, but that's of course not financial advice, and take that for what it is with a grain of salt and all that.
Yeah. I've just looked them up and they've clarified those art coins are recreations of things like the Mona Lisa. I think they're really cool. I haven't seen them before.
Okay.
I'd like to see them in person and then make up my mind on them. But it sounds really interesting. And I imagine they would be a very limited mintage. So, yeah, something a bit different.
Very cool.
I've got a question through here. You can be careful about answering it.
Yeah.
See if you want to answer it or not.
Yeah.
What is the most precious piece in your own collection?
Well, I just answered that, I think, which was the 1776 Standing Freedom Silver Shield 1 ounce silver coin. That's my most prized possession. Again, taking offers if you want. And yours was
Is this limited
personal,
to bullion?
personal stack?
Personal bullion stack?
Is that
or
what they mean? Or?
It's a precious piece, so take it outside of bullion if you want to head into numismatics with it.
I'll hit you with two then. I'll give you a two-parter. In bullion, I have a 250 ounce cast silver bar, which is unbelievable.
What brand? Do you know?
Off the top of my head, I don't actually.
Okay.
It's a really
Okay.
old cast bar.
Yeah,
like
right.
it's really. I'll have to bring it in. You can
Yeah.
have a squiz if I
Yeah.
don't drop it on my toe.
Heck, that's why we wear steel caps.
Yeah, exactly right. And in numismatics, I have an unissued £1 note from King Edward VIII, which is one of two in private collections, in private hands.
One of two?
Yeah,
Dude.
the others are in museums. One's in the Reserve Bank in Martin Place in Sydney, and I think there's another one in London. And that is an incredibly rare, unissued, because King Edward VIII is the one that abdicated. And by the time he abdicated, they had already begun the drafting process of producing
Wow.
banknotes for him. So yeah, it's a blank. It just has the watermark with the £1 text and the portrait of him. So
That's cool.
my
So you're the one of two private individuals that has one of those.
in the world.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
really
dude.
cool.
I love it. It's really, really interesting.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
My other prized possession, which is actually a numismatic
Yeah.
coin. I was I worked for another bullion dealership a while ago, and we had a very, very large part in producing the Back to the Future coin series back in 2015. And this was one of them there was the hoverboard, there was the gold quarter ounce coin, but there was also the DeLorean coin with the 1 ounce silver coin in there, the DeLorean car. And there was one of the actors from the show, from the movie. And I've forgotten her name, but the woman who played Jennifer in the first movie. I've forgotten her name off the top of my
One
head
of the
right now.
tech guys will get the answer.
Yeah,
to
one
that.
of the. She actually came to Melbourne for like a Comic-Con type of deal.
Yeah.
And she came into the store. I didn't get to meet her, it was a day off, but she came into the store. She signed a bunch of the DeLorean on the bonnet of the DeLoreans.
What?
And I was handed one of those as
Claudia Wells.
Claudia Wells.
There
Thank you.
go. She could be watching and be very
could
disappointed
be.
you didn't
So-
remember her name, Joe.
Well,
I bet
sorry,
she remembers
Claudia.
you.
Sorry, Claudia. So I have a 1 ounce DeLorean car with the silver coin in it, signed by Claudia Wells. So
Wow, that
I
is very
think
cool.
that I would definitely not give that away unless you want to post an offer and just let me know.
Yeah.
Basically,
Always businessman.
everything is for sale except my family. So that's it.
That is, they're words to live by.
Yeah.
Everything's always for sale.
Yeah, then everyone's got a price.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So that's my other prized possession.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good
Let's
stuff.
see. How do we? Hey Matt, will you adopt me?
It's entirely possible.
Yeah, cool.
Looking into starting a family, that could be
Now, thank you.
fast track it.
Thank you, Little Paws. Thank you, Little Paws. You noticed. Nice haircut, Joe. Thank you. I appreciate that. It was getting a little bit voluminous. Hey, don't you talk about this guy talking about, if you could see his face right now, he's got this whole like mutton chop thing going on. He's starting to grow out the mutton chops. It's looking pretty good actually, man. Let's see, what else?
Definitely shouldn't come on with my scruffy oil.
Yeah, that's right. Be awesome to see that note in the live feed sometime, Matt, if you're willing to bring that in.
Yeah, I have to dig it out of the safety deposit box.
Whoa.
Yeah.
At which bank, at which location, for which...
Jeez, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah. Let's see. Did you answer the CIT coins legal tender or just for stacking?
A lot of them will have a legal tender status.
Yep.
You'll see the effigy of Elizabeth and one of the Pacific Islands generally.
Okay.
If not, it'll just... Although I think for the most part they are, yeah, because it is the Coin Invest Trust. They will, for the most part, have a legal tender status somewhere in the world.
Okay.
However big or small the nation may be.
Right, fair enough. We maybe only got another 5 minutes or so, roughly, of the stream. We've gone all the way through. This has been
easy.
This has been like piece of cake.
Yeah, it is impressive. I said this to Michael after just sitting by and watching him last week. I find it to be impressive that you guys go for the full hour talking.
Well, because we're just feeding off each other. And
Yeah.
it's very easy when you've got a great
I think
co-host
it
to work
is.
with over here
Yeah.
on my right-hand side. Little Paws. Hey, fellas from Sydney. While the cat's away, let's talk crypto. Thoughts on crypto markets, Bitcoin, end-of-year target? I don't give end-of-year targets. I won't really... This is not a crypto channel. Whether we incorporate a little bit of that into this channel may or may not happen sooner or later. I don't know. But maybe just... Most of you in the crypto who are into the cryptos understand the rough 4-year cycle of Bitcoin, and where Bitcoin goes, alts tend to follow. And so we're in the later stages of a 4-year cycle at the moment. I would suggest that's possibly coming to fruition next, let's just say between 3 to 6 months, something like that. So that's kind of, we're at a tail end of a cycle, in my humble opinion, not financial advice. And once the cycle begins again, you see a dip in the price back to sort of previous support levels. So that's my big general opinion on the crypto market at the moment. We're getting towards a tail end of a 4-year cycle. So I hope that makes sense. What else? Any other questions before we go?
I think Bitcoin got caught.
What happened?
I think he got caught with
Michael
Bitcoin.
might be listening. Little Coin Shop says.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I was
He is
going to
listening.
dive
Careful.
in.
Yes, he might be
I was
listening.
going to stop him, but he just ran with it.
That's okay. We've talked about crypto on this channel in the live feeds before, so sucked in, Michael. All right, and you can't give me one of those across the thing.
Can later.
You can. Oh yeah, you can too. Let's see. Mind your business. What is your opinion on? Oh, okay. What's your opinion on the? Go, Brett. Go. Go that way.
Don't hate me.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Lovely. Mind Your Business is asking, what is your opinion on the double Pixius and the fact that they sell them overseas mainly? Oh, I personally snagged one of the 2021 antiqued ones. Do you think the Pixius will gain in value? That's a you question.
I think it's entirely possible, even probable. With a lot of things going overseas, often they those coins, and I'm not sure if that's the case in this particular instance, but they are often commissioned by an overseas wholesaler or dealership, and as a result, they will take delivery of the lion's share of the release. So it's not a case of international dealers getting priority over places like bullion now. It is just more often than not a case of they have arranged that with the mint in advance. So that is why they end up with the majority of them.
Okay, fair enough. We're coming to the last couple of minutes. We are going to wrap it up. So get your questions in now if you have any further questions, or if you just want to wish us farewell and that we look wonderful and we did a great job, which I think we did. Or I think
It's been a lot of fun.
I think yes on both counts. Let's see. What I had one I just saw. Joe, do you have any platinum? I personally don't own any platinum. No.
None. Zero.
Zero platinum. I really should though. I really should. I mean that sincerely. I really should. I just don't.
I've got a tidbit for you, Joe. People often say that platinum an argument for platinum being illegitimate is it has historically never been used as a monetary metal.
So what?
That is incorrect.
Oh, really?
It has been once.
When?
Where was it? And approximately when?
Oh, okay. Zimbabwe in 1639.
It was Russia.
Okay.
And I've already forgotten the year. It was in the 1800s sometime. Early 1800s maybe.
Cool.
And yeah, for a very brief while they were doing, I think they maybe like a 3 ruble coin or something like that.
Right, cool.
But yeah, they ended up giving it away, but giving it away in the sense of no longer continuing with it. But,
yeah, right.
Yeah, so there is a precedent for it in that sense.
I know they did palladium coins. I don't know, not as legal tender though. Yeah, because I've seen those Russian coins, palladium ones that actually come through the store. Actually,
cool.
Really, really cool. Any Brumbies coming? Not that I'm aware of, but that might be a Michael question for next time. Cooper Gin asking, do you have any junk silver? We may have a little smattering of it, but I don't think we have enough to go, we're selling it in bags for spot price, which is what we normally do when we get like pre-decimal stuff in, like, your florins and your threepences and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So not enough to probably go, here's a whole bunch of it. Are you getting in the Maid Marian coin from the Royal Mint? I presume we will be. Whether we've ordered it or not yet, I don't know. Again, that'll be a Michael question. Someone's...
Look at this.
Look at Ruben in the background.
Unreal.
He's posted a poll. What was that? What is your...
Favorite metal to stack?
Okay, cool. Well, all right. I love this. You're getting the live thing. So over half so far silver. My guess is it's going to be silver is the winner in the end. Not because it already is the winner at the moment, but it's probably, I think most people are a little bit weighted towards the silver thing. Excellent. And what else? I think that is almost it. Yep, thank you. No, thank you, everyone. Hey, Matt, what watch are you wearing today? Is this the same one?
The same one, my
time?
moon phase, the Orient. I've got one, it's currently in the shop, quite literally in the shop. Not this shop,
right.
The watch shop.
Okay.
Just downstairs, one level down.
Okay.
It's getting repaired. So
what is it?
I'll have a big unveiling. It's
it'll
be a surprise.
All right.
For any watch enthusiasts, there might be,
Is
one.
it a diamond encrusted Rolex?
No,
Okay.
no, it's not. I'm
Okay.
Rolex is outside of my repertoire.
Okay.
But
fair
it is something a little bit nicer.
Fair enough. Well, we're at 65% silver versus everything else. So
I think that's the winner.
I think that after 62 votes, do you want to hit the old end the poll there? Because I reckon that's probably it. 63. Quick, do it before gold wins. No.
We'll cut it there.
Yeah, cool. So, all right, what do you know? Silver is the winner. That's your favourite. Out of the very non-scientific poll right there, out of 63
Super
people...
scientific, thank you
Super
very much.
scientific.
It's scientific.
Out of the 63 people who voted, silver is the favourite. It's my favourite too out of all the metals at the moment. I'm going to call it an evening
And a success.
and a success at that one.
Yeah.
Thank you kindly.
Thanks for having me.
young Matt.
I hope I've done Michael justice in his absence, but it's been a lot of fun.
Yep.
I love it.
Unfortunately, we couldn't get Michael to come on from the office. Just technicals weren't working, but we'll see. I don't know if he's in. I presume he might be next week, but might be in the other office next week. So we'll try and get that going. You never know. It just could be the two of us next week.
That's it. Oh, it'll be, I'll be up for it.
Yeah,
it's
man.
a lot of fun.
Absolutely. So thank you very much for watching. Thanks for your questions. Thanks for your comments. Congratulations to the 13 lucky people who got their emails in very quickly. You did. After you get your invoices and stuff, you get these lovely $100 gold coins. We've explained that all already, so all the 13 have nabbed them. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Head over to bullionnow.com.au. And as always, that's it from me.
And from me, check out the TikTok.
TikTok.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll see you soon.
See ya.